clicking Manage Courses.
Hi.
And when you click Manage Courses, you're going to click Create Courses. Okay, so if you're new, you won't have anything on there, but if you're old, some of your old classes may still be active. We'll get rid of those if you need us to, but for right now, we're going to create a new course. Okay, so if you are new, you would just click Create New. You would use this secondary template right here. You notice there's a blank and elementary template, but you want to use the secondary template. You're going to click Next, and you're going to title your course. Okay, for my purposes here, I'm just going to type test. Well, maybe, and I'm going to make myself the owner, and I'm going to have type range, school years, the 2020, 2021. The start date I'm putting as, you can put this earlier. If you're planning on working on here, you may want to make this earlier. So I'm actually going to make mine today's date just because it makes it easier to work with. And end date, make sure the end date is 2021. Okay? And you'll click create. Once you click create, you now have here this class here. If you need help adjusting this, like adding your thumbnails, clip art, whatever you want to do to this, let me know and I can make you a separate video for that. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it blank. Now, for returning teachers or people that are wanting to copy courses from last year, which I would like to copy my course because I don't want to recreate my course plus all my assignments. Make absolutely sure you don't just delete your students and add new students. You have to create a new course. So you're going to click Manage Course. You're going to click Create Course once again, and you're going to click Copy from your domain. Okay? So when you click Copy from your domain, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'm going to make a course, and I'm going to use a course from last year to make it. So you go into the little drop down. Now, you'll notice here it says Active Only. My courses are no longer active because they went inactive the beginning of June. So I'm going to uncheck active only. And I'm going to make a copy of my East class from last year. Now I'm going to type in the name of my class. Most of our classes, if you remember, we had to put the period in front of them. 1A East, 1B East, stuff like that. But this was actually a master and derivative course for me. So I actually made my 1A and 1B and stuff like that as derivatives of this course. So I'm going to go and find my master course, which was this course right here. And I'm going to click it. Now that I've clicked it, I'm going to click Next, and you should see it there. And I do not want this to be a derivative child copy. I want this to be no updates static copy, because this is going to be the copy where I make my derivatives. So this needs to be my master copy, so no updates. Okay. So then click Next. And I'm going to leave the title the same. I'm still the same role. Next again. And the range 2021. Start date. I'm going to change the start date just so it is active now. I can make changes. And the end date is fine in June. And I'm going to click Next. Grading periods, we'll have semester 1 and semester 2. And even if you are a 9 weeks class, leave that like it is. Don't worry about it. It won't affect anything. Okay, just don't change those right now. And it is creating my class. It takes a little longer on one that you're copying over because it's bringing all those assignments over. This has a lot of assignments in it from like the past 3 years, and so it's taking a little longer to come over. So it should take just a second here. But you do need to make absolutely sure you are creating a new, or going through and making a new, copy of the domain course. Don't just delete the students. If you delete the students and try to reset, you're going to, about 2 or 3 weeks into the year or a month into the year, all your work's going to disappear. Your students are going to panic and you're going to panic. And then it's a big mess trying to get it all sorted back out. So please, please, please create that copy from domain and then go from there. It brings all your classes over. It brings all your little things you've done, the little, clip arts or whatever over with it. So don't stress that. Make a copy, please. This is taking a little longer than I want it to, but it's moving now. And there is my class. So this is my master class. And so if you were going to say have the same class 4 or 5 periods a day, I know it's kind of rare for us, but if say you have a class twice, all right, the same day, I don't want to put all the kids in the same class. I want it to be individualized to the period. I'm going to now go in here to make a derivative. Now you don't have to do this unless you want to make derivatives. So if you just made your class and you want to move on, disregard everything that happens next. So I'm going to click Manage Course. If I want to make a derivative of my class, I'm going to click Create Course. And then I'm going to make a copy from my domain. Okay, and I'm going to say active this time because this East class is active. It is that one. And I'm going to click next, and I'm going to click updates. So what I want to happen is I want to be able to make changes in that master course and then go all the way through the whole thing. So I'm going to click next because I want it to update based off of that main. And I'm going to call this one 4. We're not A or B this year. I think we're just 1 through 8. I think class periods, or 1 through 7 class period. I think it's 1 through 7. You'll just click 4, so it'll be 4th period, East, Blake, that is my name. So people were able to go through here and they say, hey, this is the 4th period, it's East, and Blake is the teacher. I want to click next. My range is all good except for this one because I want it active now. I'm going to change it to today's date, and I'm going to click next. And I'm going to keep the grading things all the same. Now I have inside of my East class a child copy here. This is for East Blake. So what I can actually do is I can make adjustments. I can make changes in the activities. I can make changes on the agenda, and it pushes it through whatever classes I have on here. Now, if you need to make changes to an individual agenda, what I typically do is when I'm putting my agendas together for the next week, I do all my agendas up here in my master copy, and then I push them out to all my child copies, okay? But what you can do is once you push them out, I can actually go into each individual class and modify it for that class. And that works a lot when you're doing links to like a Google Doc or some sort of like document that is specific to that one particular class that not each class has. So that's something we can go over later if you want to go over it. I was just trying to give you like a rough, quick way of doing this. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind that can actually make your life a lot easier making the, parent derivative classes. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks, guys.